Hi guys, Captain Nick here with MarineMax in St. Petersburg.
Captain Keith from Clearwater.
Summertime is here, sun's out. We have 4th of July weekend coming up, one of the biggest boating weekends of the year, of course, as we celebrate the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. And with that, you're gonna make a lot of memories, you're gonna have a lot of fun out on the water, but you need to be safe.
Absolutely. So tell you what, just keep watching this video and there's gonna be some great boating tips to help keep you safe out there this holiday weekend. Happy 4th of July, everybody. We'll see you out on the water.
And if you see us out on the water, stop by, say, hey, we won't bite, I promise. Keith might, I won't. And we're gonna have some fun out there. So, bye guys.
See you guys.
Must have a life jacket for everybody on board your boat. Your throwable device, you need to have where it's immediately accessible. Check your fire extinguishers. They're gonna have a little needle in here, it's in the green, you know you're good to go. And also your boats are gonna be equipped with a horn, but you still have to have a manual sound producing device, whether or not that's a whistle or an air horn. We've got our through hulls for the different live wells, for the air conditioner pump, for the generator. Your build should be nice, clean, and dry. You shouldn't have any sort of smell or anything in here. So it's real important, look everything over, check everything out, and once you're sure it's all good, clean, dry, you're ready to go. Here we are at the helm, a few things to just check out before you take off for a good fun, safe day on the water. Your VHF radio, make sure you transmit and receive. Make sure your chart plotters power up, fish finder, whatever it is that you have as far as electronics. Go through your gauges and your switches, make sure your nav lights work, your horn works, your bilge pumps work. Make sure everything's here. We've checked the bilge, we know we're clean, things are good in there. Just make sure that everything's working from here back to there. Once you've done that, check your fuel, make sure you got enough gas, head on out and have a great day.
Depending on the size of the boat, you may need several. Nick's holding this here. When you look at your fire extinguishers, you want to make sure you check the gauge here, make sure the needle's in the green. Once it drops down into this red area, go ahead and pitch this and get yourself a new one. One other thing I would like to point out, let me grab this here real quick. There is a serial number on here, all right? If you've got one that's a couple years old, this happens to be a Kiddie, K-I-D-D-E, go to their website, and you might have one in your garage, you might want to have one underneath your kitchen sink, in your boat, in the galley. Just, they had a national recall on these. It had to do with the pull pin and these things getting inadvertently activated. So if you've got an older Kiddie fire extinguisher, just get your serial number, go to their website. If it falls in that group, let them know. They'll FedEx you a brand new one to replace it, and then you just put your old one back in the box and send it back to them. But I think Nick's gonna show us a little demo here.
Yeah,
he lit a flare off a little while ago, so he started a fire, so now you can put one out.
Yeah, so everybody, hopefully, has a fire extinguisher in their house, or in your boat. You're supposed to have a certain amount of them, depending on the boat. And chances are you've never pulled a fire extinguisher, and hopefully you never have to, but it's scary. You think that it can't happen to you until it does, and it all happens really quick. So you at least want to know what to do in that situation. It's very simple. You literally can't mess it up.
Let me grab the
But
here.
You need to make sure that it's full, preliminary, and this is how you set off a fire extinguisher. You've got that pin right there, and it has the little piece of plastic. You pull that. Then from there, it's live, and you're gonna wanna stand, what is it, Keith, between 6 and 8 feet away, and you're gonna wanna point at the base of the fire. So let's pretend that little clump of weeds there is the fire. All you do, you just push that. There's not gonna be an explosion or anything. You just like that.
So there's a little saying, it's pass, right? You're gonna pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. You wanna sweep back and forth at the base of the fire. Don't be shooting up top of the flames. You gotta hit down low underneath it. Go ahead and pin it again. Gonna kill those poor weeds.
Well, hopefully you find this helpful. Like I said before, hopefully you never need to use a fire extinguisher, but if you do, nothing scary about it. It's not gonna blow up in your face. Go ahead, grab that thing, pull the pin, go to work. Pass. What does PASS stand for?
Pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep.
There you go.
So,
you learn something new every day.
Captain Keith, check it out. See you guys on the water.
I guess.
So in here we've got handheld flares, and we've also got a flare gun. If you have a flare gun on your boat, you want to check the expiration date. So also you're going to do the same thing with the handhelds, and also with the aerials here. These are good till April of 2024. So if you haven't checked your flares on your boat and it's older than 3 years old, I can guarantee you they've expired. So swing by one of your MarineMax stores. I'll tell you what, instead of having to buy a flare kit, you just come buy a boat. We'll give you a flare kit with your boat, and you don't got to worry about buying one of these guys. Anyway, if you want to shoot, if you have to in an emergency, this is just to get somebody's attention, obviously. With a gun, the barrel is just going to break down. So the barrel pops open. You're going to put the cartridge in like that. It's the only way it can go in there. All right, so now this would be in there. You close that back up. You're going to pull the hammer back. It's going to stay locked back. Then you're going to squeeze the trigger, and then it's going to send a red blazer arcing up through the air. Now, one word of additional advice: if you shoot one of these off, follow it up right away with a second shot. This first one might just catch somebody's peripheral vision. So, I mean, it's personal experience. It happened to us years ago. We were heading offshore, and it was cold, it was stormy. We were kind of hunkered down behind the console, and I happened to see something out of the corner of my eye, and then I'm focused that way. I thought maybe it was a shooting star or something, right? And then all of a sudden you see the second one go up. There was a commercial boat out there that had been taken on water, lost their batteries, and they were out there bailing with a bucket all night. So we called the Coast Guard. They flew out, dropped them a pump, and everything was fine. So, but it was a second shot that ended up, you know, getting our attention. So that's the flare gun part of it. Slide that back in there. Then you've also got handheld flares. You'll notice they're orange and red. These red ones have a sun and a moon on the cap. These are good for day or night. The orange ones are just strictly daytime. They've just got the sun on here. And Nick is actually going to demonstrate how to fire one of these off, or how to light one. So I'll take this from you, Nick, and you can go do your thing.
Yeah, so it's not scary at all. A lot of people don't know what's going to happen when you pull a flare, and you want to at least know how to do it in the event that there is an emergency and you need to get somebody's attention. So how you do it's really easy. You grab it right here on the bottom end, here where the red cap is, or orange cap if it's a daytime flare. You pop that off. You notice there's a little black piece. That's your primer. So think of it like a match. You pop off that cap right there. I'll put it in my pocket for now. Got that piece of sandpaper right there, and then you're gonna strike it like a match. So like this, and they will go off when they're wet too. And you can, oops, there we go. And you're gonna light it off. Be careful though, because you want to kind of hold it at an angle, because you notice the wax coming off there, and it will burn your hand. But it's very, very bright. I can barely look at it right now with my sunglasses on here in the daylight. And you're gonna get somebody's attention from very far away. You can throw them in the water, they won't go out, and heck, you can even hit it with a fire extinguisher and it won't go out, but be careful because it gets very, very, very hot, clearly. I know, hopefully you never need to use it, but in the event that you do need to use it, you want to know how. So I'm Captain Nick with MarineMax in St. Pete. Follow us for more boating safety tips, and who knows, save your life someday.